Hey, y'all, happy Saturday. It's Saturday, May 2nd. I just got into the office. I got a full day today. 8 o'clock. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock. Start at 8. I'll be done at 3. That's a full day. But I like Saturdays because it's quiet. I'm the only one here. There's another therapist that'll come in too for a couple hours. But usually it's just me here in the office. Yeah, I don't have anything. I want to take you out into my weekend because I want to, you know, keep it going with me vlogging and stuff till I get my rhythm back and start doing other things. But I'm gonna take it into my weekend. I have no idea what I'm doing this weekend. I have no plans where I have to be somewhere at a certain time, so it's gonna be all spontaneous. Definitely need to clean up around the house and stuff like that. So that's it. Let me take my biotin. This little biotin, I showed you guys this before for skin, hair, and nails. It really works good for my nails. Even though I have on acrylics, my nails are strong. But anyway, you got nothing to do with nothing. I'll be back. Yeah, I really had a taste for some barbecue, and this place I was gonna go to, they was closed. Like, how you gonna be closed on a Saturday evening? It's just now 7 o'clock, so I'm down in the hood, in the hood, to see if they open. I can't even tell with this building. Hold on. What's the wait time?
Well, it'll be about 10-15 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, so you want the family slab, the link there, 5801.
Okay.
Cash or card?
Card. Okay, I ordered some. How I get out of here? I ordered a slab of ribs and some hot links, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, baked beans, and cornbread. She said it'd be about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna just go back and sit in the car. I feel like I ordered a lot of food. Babe's brother's in town. His sister was here this week, but she left today. So it's just him and his brother. I'm gonna go over there and watch the NBA finals with them. I think Boston's playing tonight. I might get there by halftime or something. And he usually always cook. If you've been paying attention to my videos lately, Babe usually always cooks. Almost every night, if not every other night, regularly. But I had a taste for barbecues. I don't even know if he was cooking tonight, but even if he was, or even if he did, that'll just be extra food. He don't have to cook tomorrow. It could be leftovers. So anyway, I got some questions on my last video, you guys, and I want to make sure I answer all of you guys' questions. I could potentially put these questions in a separate video, but I'm going to go ahead and try to answer them in this video. One question about my dog, because that is so sensitive. I'm trying to think, do I want to answer that question now? Just stay tuned for the video about my dog and what happened to my dog. Because I think Joanne asked me about her. Somebody asked why I moved. So I was living in that house, my last house with my husband. We got divorced. He moved out. I stayed in the house for another 7 years by myself. So we got divorced. He left in 18. He left in 2017, and then I moved out in 2024. And the reason why I moved out is because my mom started showing signs of dementia. She was living by herself. My stepdad had passed away. My brother, who was living there, had passed away. So she was by herself. And then one day my uncle called. He said, I drove past. He said, every time I'm coming home, I always just try to, turn up her street and drive up her street and just look at the house or whatever. He said, and her garage door was open. He said, and I called her, and she was like, oh, shoot, I forgot. And then she said, don't tell Sinette, because she'll get so mad. And I didn't get mad. I just got concerned, like, you left your whole garage door open. If Uncle John hadn't passed by, your whole house would have just been wide open. And so she just started doing different things. And then we were just renting that house. We didn't own it. So I put in a 30-day notice to move. And then the landlord got real ignorant. She put in the eviction. And I saw the notice that I got for the eviction, but I didn't pay no attention to it. I'm like, you evicted me? I just gave you a 30-day notice. So when I decided to go ahead and look at the thing, the date had already passed that I was supposed to go to court. So I did end up getting an eviction. I mean, eviction, is that what it's called? Yeah, an eviction on my record. And I could have fought it and like, girl, I gave you a 30-day notice. So one day we was clearing out the house and there was a notice on the door that says that not to enter the house. It said do not enter. I would be in violation if I did. I left. We didn't get half. We got a lot of stuff out the house. Me and my son and some other people, but we didn't get everything. And so I was going back to get some more. And so I saw that, and it said if you enter, you'll be trespassing. I don't know if they had cameras or whatever, so I didn't do it. But there was a number to call her attorney if you had any questions. And I called her attorney and I was like, what's up with this? I put in a 30-day notice. And she said a lot of times tenants do that because if you put in a 30-day notice and then they rent the house out and you don't leave, then they're left stranded. So they do that so that, you have to leave. Okay, so I'm gonna move in with my mom. I'm not trying to rent another place or buy another. So that eviction notice on my record, I really don't really care. I could have fought it and I still could, but I really don't care right now. Because somebody asked me when I did move in when I did move in with my mom. Somebody said, "Oh, you did? You moved in with your mom? How long do you plan on staying there?" I was like, "Forever." You think I'm gonna move in with my mom who's showing signs of dementia and then leave her? Like, and now she has declined so much in 2 years. There's no way I would move out. I'm there. I'm with her till the end, till the wheels fall off, right? So that's why I moved. So the person, and I can't remember your name, and I really don't want to call out names. I don't know if you guys want to be called out. Um, that's why I moved because my mom was showing signs of dementia, and it was better that I was there. It's like, why am I paying rent over here by myself, and you over there leaving your garage door open, living by yourself? I could just move in with you. And in the last 2 years, she has declined so much. She still remembers everybody, but it's just she just gets disoriented a lot. Like, so anyway, I'm in it for the long haul. And she asked me years ago, she's like, Santa, promise me. After, because I have a sister and a brother, and they both died during COVID, but not because of COVID. But so it was just me and my mom. And then my dad, they were divorced, so they weren't together, but he died in 2024. So it was literally just me and my mom. And she was like, promise me, Sanat. This is when she was in her right mind. She's like, that you would never put me in a facility. And she made me promise that. And so I'm going to try to uphold that promise as long as I can. Like, it's like, I'm going to do whatever I can not to put her in a facility. So it's a long story behind that too, but let me just say this. So she doesn't like taking showers. And so I'm like, okay, mom, it's been a week. Now you got to take a shower. So I called my cousin, who's a CNA. She's been in the healthcare field for a long time. I said, can I hire you to come in twice a week, give my mom a shower and kind of clean up her area? And she was like, yeah. And then we talked about the price. She said, okay, yeah. And I told my mom, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And then when the day came, the time for her to come, for my cousin to come, mama, she woke up. Sometimes she wake up so hateful, and she was so hateful. She was like, I don't want her coming over here. Don't you be bringing nobody in here. And so I called my cousin. I said, this is not a good time. But I'm gonna have to have a talk with her when I catch her in the right moment. Like, I'm here to help you, but if I need help, you gotta comply to that. Like, you gotta be compliant with that. Like, come on now. So that's that. Long story short, that's why I moved. Another question was, did you find a job immediately or had job security? I did find a job immediately and it wasn't job security. So let me see, I graduated in June of 24. I still worked at the hospital until I worked at the hospital until October of 25, but January of 25, I got a phone call from this agency and they said, "Hey, we would like to interview you for a mental health therapist." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went on the website and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this would be good. Okay, I'm with this." So in my interview, they said, "How did you find us?" And I was like, I didn't find y'all. Y'all called me." And he was like, "Okay, but how? Like, how did we get?" They don't know how they got my resume. They said they didn't get it from LinkedIn. It's a mystery how they came across my resume. It's almost like it just showed up and they email or something. I don't know, y'all. It was so weird. And at the time, one of my nurses that I work with, she goes, one of her therapists is one of their therapists. And she was like, "That is an awesome agency." And I was like, "Okay, I'll put you down as a reference." Whoop-de-woo, got the job. But it's a mystery. Like, I never applied for that job. I'd never heard of that company. But I really don't know. I don't get that. So it was no, okay, this car next to me is playing his music and that's going to infringe on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't play music in the back of our videos. Hold on. My food is ready. And they playing music too. I gotta learn how to do voiceovers, which I know how to do, but hey, I got my food. They playing music in here too. I can't escape it. So I'm gonna go to babes. The next question was, I think I answered everything from that last question. Hold on. Yeah, that car next to me, his music was blasting so loud, I would have got a copyright infringement, and that wasn't even me. So I think I answered the question about the job. I hope I did. It was mysterious. And when I tell y'all, it's a Christian organization. So when I first started working there, every Monday for a year, we had to, on Mondays, we had to have, they called it, I don't know if they called it a staff meeting. I don't know what, but it was just for all the new therapists to meet and talk about their cases and what's going on. And we would have different topics. They always led with prayer. It was just the most beautiful thing. I was enjoying it so much when they was like, that last Monday, they was like, "This will be your last Monday. Like, you've completed your year." I started in January, the end of January of 2025. I was still working at the hospital the same time I was working there. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. So I've completed a year there, so I don't have to do that Bible study thing. Or what? It wasn't a Bible study, but so the goal of our therapy is to incorporate Christian values. You know, what does God say about depression? What does God say about what you're going through? And we just used the Bible, and it was just so good. I learned so much about the Word of God, and it caused me to get in my Word more and study more, whatever. So that's that. And then the next question, or another question, that same person who made that comment, she said you're not too old or you're not at the age of retirement. Because I must have mentioned, you know, everybody in my age group is talking about retirement. Here I am starting another career. So she encouraged me. It's like, no, you're fine, basically. Now this sun is so bright I can't hardly see because of the sun. Come on. Um, so I do appreciate that comment, and yeah, I mean I got till retirement 10 more years to work, basically, according to what they say retirement age is. But anyway, let me see what another question was. It was another. Oh, somebody asked about. Joanne asked about, and I don't mean to call you out, but she asked about. She wanted an update on my relationship. She said, "You got a new relationship. What's that update about?" And I don't know, babe. I don't think he wants to be on camera. He's never really said. He kind of said something one day, but I wasn't really paying attention. But it kind of gave me the impression that he really doesn't want to be a part of what I'm doing. Like he ain't trying to be on camera. And that's how my ex-husband was too. I would try to put him in my mix, but I don't know if I have to really ask him about that. But because I really would like to. He cooks so well. He's an amazing cook, and I would love to do cooking videos with and featuring him and all that stuff. But I met him. We've been dating now. These roads are horrible. We've been dating now for February was a year ago. So now is May. So 15 months, and and I'm gonna have to do a separate video on how we met and all that stuff. But it's been going strong and it's really good, and I'm really happy. And yeah, so I am in a new relationship. I met him, yeah, 15 months ago. I knew him 3 years ago. Yeah, I can't stand that spot on the back, and it's worse because I try to clean it. But anyway, we literally met 3 years ago at Tiger Tom's, a place that y'all always hear me lately saying I go, but we didn't connect until 15 months ago. Let me see. Well, I'm at a red light. What's the next question? And I will give more info on how we met and how is it going. I'm gonna see if he wants to be featured. Um, I think those are some really good questions, and keep the questions coming because I don't mind answering anything. But I don't know. Let me see. I gotta I gotta see how I feel about the dog. It's real sensitive, and I just want to make sure that I'm ready to tell that story. I don't want to cry or anything like that. It's real heavy. She's passed away and all of that stuff. So, but that's a huge story, and I'm gonna come back. So just stay tuned, and I probably will title that "What Happened to My Dog." And she's been featured in a lot of my videos, so I know a lot of y'all remember her. And comment below if you remember that I actually had two dogs. Me and my husband had got another dog. So when we divorced, when he left, he took them both. And I was like, you don't get to take them both. So he brought them both back. And I was like, okay, I don't want the puppy because she was a puppy. My dog wasn't a puppy. She was probably like 4 or 5 and settled and calm. I didn't want to be bothered with that little puppy, wild and all that. So he ended up taking her, and I kept the dog, our original dog, until she died at age 12. So anyway, and I don't know if I'll be able to tell that without crying. So I just gotta brace myself. So I'm not ready yet. So stay tuned for that. I'm almost to baby's house. So I'm finna get off of here so I can call him and tell him I am on my way so we can eat. I'm really hungry. What didn't happen over here? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll be back. Sausage links got ate up. Baked beans, coleslaw, cornbread. Little mac and cheese. Don't those ribs look good? Y'all, babe said the ribs was trash because they was cooked in the oven and they weren't smoked. And I felt so bad because I thought I was doing something good. But they were so good. Who cares if they was cooked in the oven? I cook my meat in the oven all the time, so that made me feel horrible. He said, that's trash. And it's a lot. So hopefully his brother, and they have a friend over, so they'll eat them. Anywho, I'll be back. So all company has left. I'm about to leave. Get ready for church tomorrow, so I will be back. I know how it feels. I think I'm gonna go ahead and include the dog video in this video. I don't want it to be a separate standout video, even though I'm gonna call it something about what happened to my dog or something like that. The thought of it is so sad to me. It's just so, I'm still grieving. I'm still grieving. But I'm gonna go ahead answer that question because I knew that question was coming and I knew that I had to make a video about. Do y'all remember her name was Fenway? Yes, babe. Let me go see what he want and then I'm gonna get ready to go because I can't wait for church tomorrow. I'll be back. I'm gonna turn on my interior. I'm gonna show you how close me and babe live from each other. So I'm pulling out of his driveway right now. And this is one of my favorite parts of us being together. I don't have my microphone. I don't like the microphone when I'm driving. Y'all heard how it just jumps up and it just is jumpy. So anyway, I just pulled out of his driveway and I'm headed home. He said just now, he was like, the restaurant that he took me for my birthday, he said we're going there on Monday. I don't know why. That's what he just said. But that place was so amazing. It was my first time being there. It was so amazing. So I'm excited for that. So I just turned down the next block. Going down the street. I know y'all can't see me, but just stay with me for just a few more seconds. Not even a few more minutes, but just a few more seconds. This is how close me and babe live to each other. And when we found that out from each other, I was like, what? We literally live on the next block from each other. And I'm pulling into my driveway. And I am home. I know it's dark. About to go to bed. Figure out real quick what I'm gonna wear to church tomorrow, and then I'll see y'all in the morning. I'll be back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Today is it the 3rd? May 3rd. No plans today. Probably just more of the same. Get some lunch, have some dinner, go to Tiger Tom's. My new back scratcher. I have to keep one in my purse and extend. Look at my back. I got an itchy back. I don't know why. My back is always itching. Anyway, dump some little curls in my hair and get these combed out. And I hit the snooze button so many times. I was so tempted not to go to church today, but I would have felt guilty because it would have just been out of laziness. Yes, I truly am tired, but I'm gonna be all right. I can always take a nap this afternoon if I wanted to. My son had mentioned that he wanted me to go fishing. Yeah, I remember I used to fish all the time. And he tried to take the kids fishing one day and he just didn't know what he was doing. So he asked if I can go with him. And I don't mind going, but it would just have to be later. I don't know what this one wants to do. That piece up there just want to stand up. I just put some of this little gel stuff. I want those pieces to stay down. I don't know what the weather is today, but I imagine it's warm enough to not wear a top coat. So I'll see y'all in a bit. All right. I came in a Walmart just to get a few things. My mom was out of orange juice and bananas, bottled water, her Mountain Dew Zero. Uh, and then all of a sudden, I got it just out of the blue. I got a taste for a lunch meat sandwich. So I bought some. I'm buying some pastrami. I like mixing pastrami with turkey, smoked turkey breast. So now I need a bag of chips. I'm not on any special eating regimen or anything like that. Not at the moment. I got to get back on track with being disciplined about the way I eat. I don't think I need to lose weight necessarily. I guess I could stand to lose about 10 pounds, but I'm not really worried about that. I just need to eat better just because. Stay healthy. Let me see, my mom, she liked these, where are they at? Because they only have them at Walmart. So since I'm here, well, she likes these cracklings. They have cracklings at other stores, but they don't have this brand. I guess it's Max. Do I want Doritos with my sandwich or something else? Yeah, I think I want Doritos. And then I need a tomato and lettuce. And that's it. Then I'm out of here. Church was good. My cousin and my aunt, they said they're going over to my uncle's house. I haven't been going over there because I just can't do that every single night. You know, if someone passes away, people tend to go over up until the funeral, but her funeral's not even until next Saturday. She passed a week and a half ago, so um, and it's not because she didn't have her business in order, because she definitely did. I'm not quite sure. I think they're waiting for the entire family to get to Omaha. Some of them are in Mississippi, and you know, the ticket prices are so high if you don't get them in advance. I mean, you gotta get them in that. You know what I'm saying. You just can't go to the airport and buy a ticket and think you're gonna pay under $500. No, you gotta do like 14-day advance or something. So I think that's what it was. It was expensive. It's expensive to even drive that far because of gas prices. So anyway, we're going over there today. I really want to just go home and take a nap, but that would cause my whole day to go down the tubes because I don't just take a 2 hour nap. If I nap in the afternoon, then I'm napping. It's like I don't want to get back up and do nothing. It just naps just make me so lazy. I'm trying to I'm trying to push this cart with one hand while I chat with y'all. Where are the tomatoes? Oh, I think I want a red onion too on my sandwich. All right, I'll be back. So this is what I wore to church today, and guess what? Guess what? With my mesh shoes, this is what I'm wearing tomorrow. Take it off, hang it up on behind my chair, like throw it across the chair. Tomorrow I don't work, but I have a meeting from 1 to 3, and this is what I'm wearing. Anyway, church is really good. I don't know if I already said that. I didn't show y'all my sandwich, but that sandwich, me and mom's sandwich, was so good. That pastrami and smoked turkey, it was delicious. I had cheese, mayonnaise, mustard, red onion. What else I put on that sandwich? Tomatoes and lettuce. Oh, so good. And then we had Doritos. So and then I went to my uncle's, and so I sat over there for like 2 hours with my cousins. And then I'm meeting up with a friend at Tiger Times, my spot. And then when I leave here, go back and sit with mom to eat dinner. We're gonna have that those leftover ribs that Lee said was trash, which they wasn't. He was like, babe, I wasn't saying you. I mean, that had nothing to do with you. You didn't cook the ribs. But we're gonna have those ribs. And I did not like their coleslaw, so I'm gonna get some coleslaw from here, because their coleslaw is really good. And just have coleslaw and ribs and some bread or whatever. And then I might hang out with Lee and his brother later. His brother is leaving tomorrow, so maybe they can just hang out tonight. They don't need my company. I don't know yet, but I just want to show y'all my outfit. Today is a really good day, but it's weird. It's a weird day. Even though my cousins was weird, they was showing us the obituary, and they looking for all these pictures to put in the program, and just planning for a friend. It made me so sad. So I was like, I got to go. So my friend is here, and we're just gonna hang out for a little bit, and I'll be back. I left my microphone in the place. I just had to step out for a minute. If you guys know anything about grief, it don't care where you are, who's around, what's going on. And just all of a sudden, I just started grieving my dad. He died in 2024, February of 2024, so 2 years ago. A little over 2 years ago, and my dad was like this strong man. He was so strong, and he didn't let nobody play with him, and he was a Christian, but he would cuss you out. He didn't, and nobody played with my dad. A lot of people were afraid of him. And the advice he gave me a lot of times, when I would call him, I couldn't take his advice like that. I can't do that, because he didn't play. But today, I just miss my dad so much. I just never thought he would die. And I get it. We all gonna die, right? So that's kind of delusional to think, So let me go ahead and tell you about the dog story. It's like a segue, a perfect segue to tell you about my dog. Because my dad died on a Monday. The last Monday of February, the 20, whatever it was, 25th, 26th. And this is an extreme vulnerable moment, but I just really don't care. I gotta get it out. Part of my healing. Bye. And my friends are still in there. They don't even know that I'm out here crying, and I just had to step away. don't even know how to start the story. My dad died the last Monday of February. And I got arrested and went to jail the very next day. And while I'm in jail in the bunk, I've never been in jail before. I've never been arrested before. I've never had anything. And all I kept saying when I was laying there, like, oh my God, my dad. Because if my dad was alive, my dad would have been there. But he wasn't available. He died the day before I got arrested. And I got arrested because of my dog. Me and my husband at the time adopted her at 11 months old. He found her online at this place, and they were in Wichita, Kansas. And we are in Nebraska, so me and my husband at the time and his parents drove to Wichita to get this dog. And she was so beautiful. She jumped out the truck, out the van. And I had on this black skirt with some tights and a sweater. And I'm scared of dogs. I'm scared of other people's dogs, but she just jumped on me and we rode back to Omaha, however many hours it was, maybe 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly. And when she got out the car, all of her hair, like all of her hair was on me. Like she shed so much. And she was so sweet and so loving. She was in a lot of my videos. And the whole shedding thing, like I went through so many different vacuums and so many different ways to get up hair until finally I just gave up. I'm like, if you ever see somebody with hair on their, like dog hair or cat hair on their clothes, they don't care. I just didn't care no more. One time we went on a church trip, we rode the bus, and I had a blanket, and the person I was sitting next to, she's like, let me get some of your blanket. And then when we left, she was like, do you have a dog? Like all my dog's hair was on that blanket and it got on her. And I didn't care anymore, because that's just who Fenway was. She's going to shed hair and I can't keep up with it. And so that's our life, right? And she was very well loved. So when my husband left, and we had since got a second dog, but when he left, he took them both, but I had him bring them back. And then I couldn't take them both, so I had him take the puppy with him, and I'll keep Fenway. And I cared for her for 7 years, and so she started getting sick. She started getting into the trash. Whenever a dog starts getting in the trash and that's not what they normally do, then there's a problem. So I took her to the vet, and then she had liver failure. I'm not finna pay for surgery, and you guys can say what you want. First of all, I couldn't afford it, but second of all, if my dog is gonna die, she's just gonna die at home. And so I wanted her to die at home. And my plan was to bury her in the backyard. And I could see her declining, getting skinnier and skinnier. She used to let me cut her nails, but then she just resisted so strong. So I didn't bother with it. So her nails are overgrown. I come home, she was incontinent on the floor. And so then one day she fell. Coming back from using the bathroom, she fell and she couldn't get up. So I picked her up. This dog was 65 pounds. So I picked her up, put her in her bed, and I called my son and I said, we gotta put Fenway down. And he was like, no, Mom, no. And I was like, we got to, babe. She's dying. I wanted to wake up one morning and she was just passed away. But she wouldn't die. But she was just so skinny. she wouldn't walk. She could still walk and all that until the day she fell, but she wouldn't walk to her food bowl. So I would just have to put some of her food in my hand, and she would kind of eat it. She just wasn't interested no more. I knew she was dying, and I just really, to be honest, just wanted her to go ahead and die. Go ahead and die, Fenway. It's okay. I had already talked to my cousin. He was gonna dig a hole. He was gonna bury her. But that day she fell, couldn't get back up. Called my son. I said, I'm sorry, this hurts, but I'm gonna call Humane Society to come and put her down. So when I called Humane Society, they came, they got her. They gave me a ticket, and I can't remember what the ticket was for. The lady couldn't believe the kind of shape she was in. Like, oh, you should have been called us to put her down. So it was like a ticket of neglect or something. I was like, I know she was in bad shape. She wasn't suffering. She was still eating out of my hand. I was still loving on her. I was waiting for her to die, like hospice. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was putting my dog on hospice. So I got some kind of ticket to show up in court for that. So that me and my cousin Larry, that y'all know, we went to court, and when they pulled it up, I was like, I don't know what courtroom I'm in. They pulled it up and they said, we don't have you in the system. There's no court date for you today. I was like, oh, okay. So we left, and we was thinking, oh, okay, they just must have threw that out. That was in January. I called the Humane Society in November. Court was in January, and I thought everything was over. One day I was at work at the hospital in February, that Tuesday, the last Tuesday in February. My dad had just died the day before, you guys. He doesn't live in town, so there was nothing I could do. I was at work. And they said, this is Sergeant so-and-so. We have a warrant out for your arrest. And I was like, what? For what? And for your dog Fenway, whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, I turned myself in. I was like, okay, I'm at work, and I got some stuff to do first. And so they was like, can you be here by 4:30? So I was like, okay, cool. Called everybody I needed to call. I'm finna get arrested, y'all. Like, this is crazy. So they charged me with animal neglect. It was a felony. And so the day before, I had posted rest in peace to my dad or whatever, and my page used to be open because I used to sell t-shirts, so my page was never private. All these people started posting these negative, you're an animal killer, I hope you feel the same way about your dog that you did about your dad. It was just horrible. So I had to block my page because I was getting hit with some negativity. So I turned myself in, and they were so nice to me. Like, he didn't have me put my hands behind my back. They put the things on me in the front, and I went to jail. And I was like, I can't get out tonight, or am I going to get a bond? I need to get out of here. And they was like, we don't know if it's going to be tonight or whatever. You just have to wait. So I went on a Tuesday night and had to spend the night in jail. Wednesday came, nothing. I had to spend the night again. Then Thursday, they called me up, and you can go before the judge. And they allowed me to get out on a signature bond, so I just had to sign. I didn't have to pay no money, but my family, my son and my cousin's husband and some other people were ready. Whatever they said my bond was, they was ready to bond me out, but I didn't have to pay nothing. And it was just a long process to where I was facing 2 years in jail because it was a felony. So I went to jail. Oh my God. I'm going to have to make this another video, because how I ended up getting out of it, I had to end up doing diversion, a year of community service, and I didn't have to go to trial, but it was because of who I knew. I knew from Tiger Times. Y'all know I go to this bar called Tiger Times. The owner of Tiger Times' sister, I don't know if she's part owner or whatever, but she knew me from years ago. She's like, I remember you. We used to work together, and I didn't know her. And I was like, oh, okay. So I contacted my old boss that we used to work together with. She's like, oh yeah, she works for Don Klein. She's a prosecutor for Don Klein. Don Klein was the one who said, she's going to trial. We're not doing probation. We're not doing that. She's going to trial. So my friend that I'm here with today talked to this girl. Sonetta is not a criminal. Sonetta was not trying to kill her dog. We need you to talk to your boss, Don Klein, to get her probation or anything. She can't go to jail. She's taking care of her mom and whoop-de-whoop. So the last time I went to court, I did get granted diversion. So I had to do a year, I don't know if it was a year, 72 hours of probation. Anyway, I completed all of that. I had to do drug tests, like 4 different drug tests. They were scheduled. I don't do drugs, so I was never worried. And so now, so that was 2020. So 2020, August of 2025 is when my record was clean. You guys, in the meantime, I had applied for the job that I currently work for, and I was so scared. Applied for the job, got the job, started working. They was doing a background check, but then finally the background came back and they called me into the office. And they was like, your background came back with, you know, a situation. Can you tell us about that? And I did. I said, listen, I'm being accused as an animal killer. My dog, I had her since we went to go to Wichita, Kansas to get this baby at 11 months old. Brought her into our home. I kept her, nurtured her, loved her, walked her, got another dog companion for her. She was 12. She was a boxer. Their lifespan is only like, I think it's 8 to 12 years or 8 to 11 years, something like that. She lived her full life. I did everything I can. I just wanted my baby to die at home. And I didn't feel like she was suffering because I was still there with her. I was still loving on her. She was still eating as much as she could. She was still going to the bathroom outside until she fell. And now I'm being accused as a criminal. And there's no way that that's true. And they was like, okay, we believe you. There's no way that we don't believe you. And so they said, when you get clients, they're gonna, you know, when somebody get a new therapist, they're gonna Google their therapist, and you can Google me all day and you're gonna see it. And it's gonna look horrible, but that is the absolute truth. And so I had a best friend since I was 8 years old, and we're not friends anymore because of this situation. Because I don't know if she didn't believe me. She sided with her sister because her sister told her something negative. She just started being negative. She's like, Sonetta, because I went to court so much, like it wasn't like an appeal. It was like a continuation. It was just like a continuation, another continuation. She's like, you just need to accept the fact that you're going to have to do jail time, and just ask them if uh, you can do house arrest because you're taking care of your mom. And I said, I rebuke everything you're saying right now. I'm not going to be convicted of this. Because that's what I asked God. Lord, don't let this happen. Because I am 100% innocent. And I was just standing on faith. And you're not standing on faith with me. And so I still kept being her friend, but I just had these haughty feelings toward her. So I just cut her off because she was saying some other stuff that just didn't work for me. I need somebody standing strong on my side. And that's one reason why I come to Tiger Time so much. There's this lady here that she went to every court date with me. And she was due for back surgery. She was limping coming to court for me. And just never gave up. So it all worked out, but I never got to grieve my dog because I was in court so much. And so sometimes out of nowhere, I just get hit with grief. Like with my dad today, Fenway, and I'm always apologizing to her. Like, Fenway, I'm so sorry that this is how it ended. But I had the best intentions. I wanted her to be buried in my backyard. And I knew she was dying. But I didn't want to call the Humane Society. I didn't feel like she was suffering like that. I knew my baby was in pain. But it's like, okay, you're okay. And I used to call off work just to spend the day with her. Every day, there was a time every day I woke up, I was hoping she had passed away. But my baby was strong. She wasn't gonna leave me until she fell. And then I couldn't take it no more. Because now I know you're in pain. Now I know you're in pain. So that's the dog story. Who asked that question? I can't remember. I don't know who asked that question. What happened to you? That's what happened to my dog. And I had to be on probation. I did the whole probation thing, and during that probation time, I could never own a dog or I could never own an animal or live with somebody with an animal. I don't ever want another animal. Because the love we have for them is so strong. It's like your family member. And I wish I didn't even have the strength to respond to the people who was talking about me and saying you're evil and all that. I didn't have the strength. I just blocked my page and made it private. I'm gonna open it back up because I'm starting to do content or whatever, but yeah. And then today, my dad, golly, it's like, okay, Dad. I miss my dad so much, and he never knew about this situation. If he did, if he was well, he would have been here with me. There's no way he wouldn't have been. So, that's it. That's it. That's all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end this video. I hate to end it like this, but I'm just hanging out with a friend, and later I'll hang out with Mom with dinner and Babe and all that, but I don't feel like recording anymore today. And I'll see y'all later.